our high-level goal here is and remains that we just want to provide the most accurate real-time quality and quantity information as grain goes in and out of storage. And sort of parallel to that is, essentially establishing a much needed new standard for grain quality determination. The first step is you need to have a way to get a representative sample, and you can do that manually. I mean, you can use a scoop on a stick, and if you're paying attention, you can get a very good representative sample. Now, the nature of humans using scoops on sticks is such that it still ends up being somewhat random. So I'll come back to that in a moment. So we spent quite a few years developing a fully automated sampling system. It's kind of the ultimate solution. It's a set it and forget it. And this automated sampler will give you a very accurate, very representative sample of the volume that you're wanting to represent. Now, so to take a sort of the next piece of this, the data management side of it is very important as well, and tracking all the information related to that sample, and some of this flows into the traceability piece as well, which is we have the ability to very easily input through a smartphone app the origin of the grain, the destination of the grain, what the grain is, what the volume represented is. All of our containers are proprietary with unique barcodes on each container, on each bag, and so that's how we're able to track the physical sample as well as creating this digital record, and so we're really creating this digital twin of that physical sample, and at some point when the physical sample has been processed, then it's just purely the digital component is all that exists, and there's many uses for that. So VeriGrain, the stimulus for it started over a dozen years ago, and some of this was sort of leveraged off my background as growing up on a large seed farm in the 70s, and I was quite familiar with the need for sampling, although as a teenager I don't know that I appreciated it. Come 2005, 6, 7, somewhere in there rolls along, and at that point I was actually working on or developing what became the next generation of bin monitoring technology, and sort of alongside of that project, this problem of growers not knowing with any accuracy what they have stored on the farm, and in terms of quality and quantity, just became more and more obvious. And so we ended up spinning off the grain monitoring technology, and for the last about dozen years, in somewhat fits and spurts, I've been moving this grain quality and quantity determination and tracking project along, and kind of reaching a crescendo here about a little over 2 years ago, where what has become VeriGrain Sampling Inc. Divested of another division of products, and we have totally focused on this what has become VeriGrain. Several test farms that we go out to, and sort of in the early development phase, you want to sort of get the product to a point where you're ready to sort of let someone else run with it, and we reached that point this harvest. So a pilot program that we ran this harvest ended up being utilized by about 40 users in Canada and the US, and approximately 5 million bushels was put through our system, and it was just very successful. One of the biggest ones that's we've had to work through is our initial testing was with cereal grains, and this is on the automated sampler. And so we're ready to put the go into a commercial pilot, and we lined up a pilot. We installed a couple of machines at a pulse processing facility, and personally I have almost no experience with pulses. I know what they are, but I never grew them, and I've never had to deal with them. And we found out quite quickly that they like to split, and so with our automated sampling machine, we were seeing more splits than you would get with a manual sample, and that was what we were being compared against, which is fair. That's what we have. So we have to be able to take a sample, not at least as accurately as as a manual sample, a scoop on a stick is going to take. So that one has been a very expensive thing to fix. It's been a challenge. I think we're there, but we're literally still testing to verify that we've got the addition. Every time you touch pulses, you will get a split. So you just have to be within an acceptable range, and we're pretty confident with that we're there, but we're still doing some final testing on that. We had just introduced the product at 2 major shows, one in Canada, one in the US, and literally got back from the US, and the week after the COVID announcement came out. So we said, well, okay, wait a minute. Let's, we could beat our heads against the wall here, or, we knew from, there was a lot more we wanted to do with the product, and even though we felt, okay, we had an MV, a minimum viable product at the time, there was a lot more we wanted to do. And so we just sort of buckled down or knuckled down for, another kind of 18 months or so to, until we got up to summer of 2021, and really improved. I mean, the product came a long ways. And during that, we were still able to interact and do testing. And I found, from a rural perspective, the COVID concern was much, much lower. So even though, we were taking measures, nobody rurally was having an issue with interacting with us. So we advanced the hardware and the software aspect of the product enormously over that 18-month period, so that when we did the pilots this fall, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they went so well, because we had put so much effort in. Now, if we wouldn't have had the approximately $400,000 from CAAIN, that would have been, we just wouldn't have been able to fund that development. Certainly, we're going to see lots more automation on the farm. The availability and quality of farm labor is not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. So you extrapolate that out to mean, obviously there's got to be automation in the field. There's still going to be a lot more precision in the field for production. But like I say, I think the returns are starting to are obviously diminishing on production, because there's just only so much you can do to produce more.